I've been trading the Dark Rea in my Darwin X0 account for about 6 weeks. It's an EA from the same developer as the Dark Reas and several other highly rated robots. I'm going to show you the changes I made and the results in my account, and if you like the performance and the results so far, you can download the set file, which I'll include as a free download. Let's take a closer look. So what you can see on my screen right now is the balance line, and you can see that it is a really nice looking balance line. It has been steadily going up in terms of profit, and it has so far generated $6,460 in the account according to the track record. And if we look at the stats, what we can see is that we have a monthly return of just under 4% and a profit factor of 3.12, which is really high and something I'm quite happy with. If we take a look a little bit closer at the strategy in terms of the profitable and unprofitable trades, what you'll see is that we have 70% winners and 30% losers. You'll also notice that I changed it from Euro-Dollar to Euro-Swiss quite early on because I felt that this would be a little bit better with a less volatile currency. That was the first change that I made. And what is important to note is that this is a grid system. If we look at the equity, you'll see that for the most part, it actually did stick very close to the balance line. There was a small drawdown here, which it recovered from very quickly. There's another small drawdown here, which it recovered from very quickly as well. And then we had quite a large drawdown. This was about 4%, and it did recover from it fairly quickly, and it has since been profitable. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this robot comes from a developer that has a number of robots, including the Dark Venus, and several paid robots. They're all very highly rated, and from what I've seen in the performance in my account, I can understand why. So far, so good. But as I said, it is a grid system, so you need to be aware of that. And because it's a grid system, I've chosen to run it on my Darwin X0 account. Now, as you can see, this is the account with the EA running. It has been fairly active. If we look at the trades in the account, you can see that, as you saw on FX Blue, the vast majority of the trades are profitable. However, because it's a grid system, what you'll see is that there are a few losing trades. Now, if we look at these four here, for example, you can see that it started on 0.8, 1.2, 1.6, and it didn't recover from that right away, but it did recover later on. If we go a little bit further down, you'll see that again recently we had a number of losing trades, and this was the big drawdown that you saw on the chart. But again, it did recover from it. Now, because it's a grid system, I have chosen to trade it on Darwin X0, as I said earlier, because I know that I'm not trading my money. There's much less risk to me, because with Darwin X0, how it works is I simply pay a monthly fee of 38 euros a month after paying a sign-up fee of 38 euros, and for that I get funds to trade with. So initially I went through the calibration phase, that took a month, and now I am participating in silver. I'm going to be in silver for a while, and if the EA continues to trade the way it has with small drawdowns, I will eventually get to gold, where my Darwin then becomes open to investment. Now, this is one route that you can take, which is the monthly payment route. The other route you can take is something that was recently introduced, and that is the 1 year and 3 year plans. And with the 3 year plan, you get immediate permanent allocation. I'm not going to discuss that in too much detail, but what I will do is link to a video down below in the description where you can learn more about the permanent allocation. But what you can see down below is with the permanent allocation, there are also a number of steps that you need to go through before your Darwin is open to outside investment. But again, as I said, the beauty of this system is that because I'm trading a grid system that is risky, even though I have implemented lower risk settings. With a grid system that is risky, it's always best to try and trade it on a platform like Darwin X0 where you aren't risking a lot of your own money. The worst thing that can happen is that I blow the account, and then all that happens in that case is that I have to restart the account, and I'll just pay another 38 euros a month. I'm not losing all of the funds in the account, which is always a risk with grid systems. The other very important thing to note is that Darwin X0, unlike most prop firms, is actually backed by Darwin X, which is a fully regulated and well-established broker based in Europe. Now, I plan on reviewing many more free and paid-for robots on this channel, so if you want to learn more about robots, trading strategies, or trading software, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell so you know as soon as a new video is uploaded. Okay, I'll keep the EA running in my account and continue to monitor its performance. I will leave a link to the track record and Darwin X0 down below in the description, and as promised, I'll also leave a link to the set files I'm using. Trade safe.